Hey guys, today we're back with the Am I the Devil subreddit, where OP is the real victim here. I accidentally saw my girlfriend's bank account while withdrawing cash from the ATM and found out that she is rolling in dough. How can I forgive her and not feel like she took advantage of me? Post by deleted. I, 24 male, have been going out with my girlfriend, Jane, 25 female, for 3 years now. We met in college and things have been going great up until now. Jane's in medical school while I'm working full time. After college, I moved to be with her. I like the city we're in, but the only problem is that it's extremely expensive. It's been hard for me to save any money here because rent, food, transportation and taxes are all so high. Jane knows I've had a hard time saving because I've been very vocal about it. I even made it my New Year's resolution. Anyways, for the past 3 years, I've been covering virtually all of our shared expenses. We don't live together, but we've been going out to eat on dates at least once a week. Let me tell you, the food and drink adds up. One cocktail alone is the cost of an entree in most cities. Jane always offers to split, but I've always shut her down because I work full time and she's in medical school. The only times I've ever let her pay is when it's been my birthday, or if I've paid for a big dinner and told her that she could cover the drinks. Here's the problem. I feel like she's portrayed herself as a financially struggling medical student. She's extremely frugal and rarely buys anything for herself, including groceries. She won't do any activities or buy anything online unless it's on sale. Also, she jokes a lot with her friends about being a broke med student. Let me be clear, there's no problem at all with being frugal, especially in a costly city. However, all of the above certainly paint the impression to me that she couldn't afford to split any dinners or cover any of the tabs on our dates. Turns out, I was mistaken. When I accidentally saw her bank account at the ATM, I was shocked to see how big it was. I'd never asked her before about her finances because I don't think it's any of my business. But damn, I was a little hurt that she never paid for anything, despite having a ton of money. After talking with her, she came clean about her financial situation. She has a cash account, the one I saw, a hefty portfolio of stocks to be used later in life, and some trust accounts that are locked until she hits a certain age. She pays zero rent, zero tuition, and her only expenses are food, groceries, and Amazon. I knew that she wasn't taking out any student loans, and I knew that she came from money, but I had no idea that she was rolling in dough. My parents are wealthy too, but they gave me nothing after college, and rightly so, and my savings is tiny in comparison. So yeah, after seeing this, I feel quite heartbroken. I feel bamboozled by her. I've been busting my butt, paying for things for the past 3 years, and I really just wish that she'd made more of an effort to show me that she could have been helping out. I understand that at the end of the day, her having money is a good thing, but I can't shake the feeling that what she did was messed up. Part of me wants to break up with her, but part of me still loves her and wants to stay. What do y'all think? Okay, so at first I was like, how is her having savings a massive betrayal? Then he said he was covering all their joint expenses, and I was like, oh my god, he's been paying their rent, bills, all on his own while she was just hoarding all her savings? That's so unfair. But then he goes on to say the joint expenses are actually just date costs, which she offered to split. Yeah, nah, you can't insist on paying the full bill, then get angry that she didn't pay. Look, I can understand him being hurt if she really was telling him that she was broke and needed his help, but he said that he knew that she came from money, knew that she wasn't paying tuition or taking out student loans. She wasn't hiding the fact that she had money, she just wasn't rubbing it in his face. Her being frugal and responsible with money, despite being set up, to me is a green flag. She could have been a total princess, expecting him to pay for everything, or been splurging all her family's money, but she doesn't either. OP adds in an edit, the majority of people in the comments are replying with something like, you assume something, and you didn't ask, therefore it's your fault. I'd like to remind you that each and every one of you makes assumptions on a daily basis. Whether those assumptions are justified or not is a different question. I'd like to pose a hypothetical. Suppose your partner of 3 years was cheating on you, but you never asked. Is that your fault for not asking? That's such a silly comparison. Loyalty is the default assumption in long-term relationships. If you've been dating for 3 years, you know your partner expects you to not go around hooking up with other people, even if it's not been expressly discussed. There's no default rule on how much money you can have in your account before you must show your partner. Down in the comments, someone makes a great point. Brewski, you knew she was doing med school with no loans, paying out of pocket, and you didn't suspect that she might have some hefty cash behind her? For effing med school? We're like halfway to, listen, my partner has a vacation home in Martha's Vineyard and sleeps in a diamond-encrusted duvet, but it's not like I could have known that she actually had money when she offered to split the bills. Yes, she breeds rare colours of tigers as a hobby and keeps several white elephants, and also bathes in only Perrier sparkling wine, but it's not like I could have known until I saw her bank account. Like, duh, yes, of course she lives in a castle and is a literal princess, but she always switches to a daytime tiara because it'd be too grandiose for daily wear. And she says that you only really wear the full jewels of the state on coronation day to save your neck health. But I didn't know that she was rich. Yeah, come on mate, this is on you. Am I the a-hole for telling our friends that my ex is a gold digger? Post by deleted. My ex and I broke up a few months ago. She makes double what I do, 120k to my 55k a year. Ah yes, classic gold digger. She's very frugal and I'm more relaxed with money. We split things 50-50 with dates, but she always complained that I never treated her, which I didn't because she makes more. She also has a lot of savings and a fully funded 401k and Roth. A year into our relationship, she bought a new car with cash, so she doesn't need to fleece me for money or be so stingy. I have a few thousand in savings and some credit card debt, which I'm paying off, but that was from when I was out of work. We dated for 2 years and had been trying to move in together for a while, but it never worked out because she refused to pay more. She works from home, so she can live anywhere. I, however, have to live somewhere near work as I'm on call several weeks every few months and they expect me to be at work within 30 minutes. I work near downtown, so it's a bit more expensive in rent. She refused to pay more than half in rent because it was near my work and therefore more expensive. I currently live with 3 roommates and my current rent is near the max of what I can afford. If I move in to be with her, then I have to pay more than I do now, and more than I can afford. She splits it with her roommates and claims it's not fair that I make her pay more than what she does currently. This issue was a long-standing one and one that never went away. And then she broke up with me, basically telling me that I don't make enough for her to effectively have an equal relationship with. I was devastated because I make less than all my friends and family, and it makes me feel like my manhood is being called into question. I work an essential job, and I feel like I'm being judged because I don't make enough, even though the work I do is important for society. So I've been telling my friends that she broke up with me because she's a gold digger, because she cared too much about what I made. I don't care that it was a crass thing to do. She should have valued me more than just what I made. Some of our mutual friends told her, and she made an ING post calling me out, saying that I'm a jerk for calling her a gold digger, when she made more than me and the relationship ended because I expected her to pay more than me in rent. I don't think that was the main issue. It was that she didn't value me beyond what I made. Down in the comments, Not the Real Neil says, you have to have gold to worry about gold diggers. Yeah, it's one of the few perks of being broke. Don't take that from us. She's obviously not a gold digger. She was literally dating a guy that earned half what she did. So yeah, I'd agree. He's the a-hole for lying about her. But I don't really think he's the a-hole for the breakup. It sounds like their life goals just weren't compatible. She's clearly created a life where her expenses are low and income is high. She lightly values financial freedom, and by being frugal and having a high-paying job, she's clearly sacrificed for that. It makes sense why she wouldn't see a future with a guy who not only doesn't have the same goals, but also impacts her ability to reach her own. He, on the other hand, doesn't want to live frugally and chose a career that he values over money. Neither of these things are a bad thing or make them the a-hole. He's not less of a man because of it. But if either of them caved and gave up their life goals for the other, they just end up resenting each other. So yeah, they're just not compatible. And that's okay. Don't spread lies about her though. Am I the a-hole for being mad at my wife for throwing out our dishes? Post by throwaway. My wife and I have had this argument for a while where she doesn't think I rinse the dishes well enough before putting them in the dishwasher. She's brought it up several times. Apparently, the dishes aren't getting clean enough in the dishwasher for her liking, and she says she has to keep re-washing them because they've got dried food stuck to them. I have never seen her do this, and never noticed an issue when I unload the dishwasher myself, so I keep telling her that I'm not doing anything wrong. Well, she finally got sick of it and told me that if she finds any more dishes that didn't come out clean, she was going to throw them out because she's sick of re-washing them. I shrugged it off as an empty threat. She values our belongings more than that. Or so I thought. Sure enough, last night, I went to grab a butter knife and saw that we were out, even though I'd heard her unloading the dishwasher right before I walked in. I threw away a paper towel a minute later and found several of our knives in the trash. I did a quick inventory of our kitchen and found that we were low on plates and other silverware as well. When I confronted her about it, she admitted to throwing them away because they came out of the dishwasher dirty. She's been doing this all week. Our trash was collected this morning, so it was pretty much all gone, save for a couple of knives. It turned into a big argument, our biggest yet. I can't believe she would throw out stuff like that with no thought of how much it would cost to replace them, and they weren't even damaged. She feels justified because she warned me that's what she'd do if I didn't do as she asked. So, who's the a-hole here? Edit. To add in all fairness, a little detail I forgot to include. The knives I recovered from the trash were in fact dirty. There was some black gunk in the teeth from me slicing bananas the day before. So, she was 100% correct about them being dirty. Dude, just apologize and acknowledge that you've been creating a ton of extra work for her. Promise to listen to her and take her concerns more seriously in the future. Get new silverware and rinse them properly going forward. Problem solved. Am I the a-hole for not paying for my girlfriend's haircut? Post by Search Management 4619. Hi everyone, my girlfriend, 32 female, and I, 38 male, have been together for about 2 years. I lost my job about 3 months into our relationship. During this time, she really came through for me and helped me out a lot. I didn't have a car, so she'd help me deliver orders on DoorDash and Grubhub so that I could pay my bills. She also covered the difference out of her pocket if I was running short. To say I'm grateful to her is an understatement. I finally found a new job 2 months ago. I'm saving up for a car, so she's been letting me borrow hers. She accrued some debt while I was unemployed, and I've repaid about half of that. However, I'm now worried that she's starting to only want me for my money. What? We got into an argument over the weekend because she called to ask me if she could borrow some money for a haircut. Apparently she was running short due to a home repair cost, but had already paid the hairdresser a deposit that she'd have to forfeit if she rescheduled. I had had a long day at work and was exhausted, both mentally and physically. So when I noticed that my friend was ringing, I was really excited to see her name. But after I answered, she immediately asked me for money. I felt crushed because she did it without even asking how my day was first. I told her that I guess I understand my new role in her life now, and she threw a huge fit about it. She claims that she gave me her everything for 1.5 years just to keep a roof over my head, and that she's accrued debt from when I wasn't working, so I shouldn't be opposed to doing her a favour. This isn't a favour! You owe her that money, dude! I recently bought her car a new set of tyres and got the brake pads replaced, as well as gave her some money to repay the debts with. I've also paid for the registration and insurance since I started working, because I have it in my place more than she does at hers, while I save up to buy my own car. So, it's not like I don't contribute to her expenses already. Buddy, you're the one using her car. You're the one whose expenses were paid with that debt. You should be paying those costs. I think this guy is just so used to having a sugar mama that being expected to cover his own expenses feels like exploitation. She's taking advantage of me. She keeps guilt tripping me because a haircut is a small ask considering everything I've done for you, which feels very controlling. Now she won't talk to me, and I'm scared she's gonna break up with me without even hearing me out. I hated taking her money when I was jobless, and that I have to use her car now. I didn't want to do it in the first place. But anytime I needed her to pay for something, it was because it was an important expense, like my rent or power. So the way she's asking me for something so unnecessary like a haircut just feels like a slap in the face. Am I the a-hole? Yeah, dude, how rude of her. Lends you thousands of dollars to keep you off the streets, then has the audacity to ask for a couple bucks for a haircut? What a bitch. Edit. She didn't talk to me for 3 days, and then she dumped me. And finally, we have a female devil, cause, you know, equality. My 25 female, boyfriend 24 male, just broke up with me after he said that he'll try and work things out with me. How can I get him to try? Post by throwaway. I'm hurt and depressed. I've been with my boyfriend for about 2 years now. During that time, he's been amazing. I mean, the best boyfriend anyone could have had. We both have good careers for our age and take care of each other. Even though he's not my type, I love him very much. Oh, how very generous of you. Last month, I made the worst decision of my life and slept with his friend. Oh my god, you cheated with his friend? Okay, let's see how she tries to justify this. I'm disgusted by my actions, and I've never cheated before. I've always found his friend extremely attractive, and his friend added me on Instagram. He started messaging me, and somehow, this escalated to us hooking up. He ended up telling another guy in the friend group, and that guy ratted us out. Ah yes, the true villain here. The friend who gave her boyfriend the heads up. When my boyfriend found out, he was hurt. He asked me if it was true, and I admitted it. This caused him to doubt our entire relationship, even though I've never cheated before. After a week of space, he agreed to try work things out. Well, today he tells me he can't get over it. He said it hurts too much and he's losing himself. He said it's not just the cheating, but who he was with, and he feels emasculated. He broke up with me. I figured we could at least try some counseling first, but he just wants to break up, and that hurts. I want him to at least give it a month because he promised, and it won't get better overnight. This literally started with, I am hurt and depressed. Sorry, who cheated on who? She's actually mad at him for breaking his promise, but what about the promise to, you know, not F his best friend? If you're enjoying these devil stories as much as me, let me know. Thanks for watching, and have a great rest of your day.